So we are on Thieves, is that right? Thief?
Yep, you are on Thief in Black Sand City, currently in Upper Black Sand City. Let me go ahead and bring us in, and I will bring up a recap. So, welcome to the Pirates of Drinax. We'll be picking up where we left off last week. But before we get started, I'd like to thank a friend of the Greenwater Guildhall. Tonight, we would like to thank Dogmight Games. Dogmight Games makes beautiful wooden accessories for your tabletop games, such as dice trays, dice vaults. They have dice towers, DM screens, a player vault. They have a number of items. They're all customizable. And if you order something that's customized, it usually ships from them within 6 to 8 weeks. If you order something that they currently have in stock, if you're just in a hurry, that will usually ship within 1 to 2 business days. If you've been on the fence about buying something from Dogmight, we have a code for you. It is good for 10% off everything on their site. When you check out, just put in code FRIEND in all capital letters, and that should get you 10% off of your cart. If you're a fan of our Wednesday Night Traveler games, we do have a website via Obsidian Portal. The adventure log is written in the manner of news articles from the Traveler News Service. And it details pretty much everything going on in the Trojan Reach. Occasionally stuff comes in from outside the Reach. But the players are starting to get to be more and more at the forefront of news articles as they become more and more notorious, and their antics are drawing more and more attention, for good or ill. If you like what you see, please, on the front page, give us that thumbs up. We like to see the fan likes, and we hope you enjoy the content. So where we left off last week, they stopped at Salif, and Ox is friends with the current ruler of Salif, who is named Tisney Zazzle. Now, Tisney Zazzle is a aging hollow star, mostly music and some films, and she took over Salif by talking the population, or basically singing to the population, to get them to rise up against their despotic dictatorship, and they did. And then they turned around and promptly put her into the same position. They didn't even change the form of government. So they're not real forward thinkers, or at least none have come forward, pun intended. And so she kind of rules Salif, and she is clearly in over her head. And her rulership is basically doing concerts and giving out these speeches, telling them how important the common man is, and that she's going to build a new city, and there's going to be more space for these people to live in, and that's her plan. But there's like 8 million people living in the Star Town outside of their Class A starport. So she has her work cut out for her. And like I said, it's clear that she's in over her head, but she seems kind of oblivious to that fact. Or at least if she is aware of it, she does a fairly good job of playing dumb. So that was the situation. They talked her into a verbal agreement of joining the Kingdom of Drinax, and of course she sees that as a possible financial boon, maybe to get some assistance. She's probably not aware of the fact that Drinax really doesn't have much of a pot to piss in either. But or maybe she does. I mean, it's the Trojan Reach. Nobody's really doing well. At least the legitimate places aren't doing well. Thief, on the other hand, is doing quite fantastic. So you went from Salif to Thief, went on a little shopping trip. One of the things that you did agree to do for her, she gave you some money, and the idea was that you would go to Thief and hire mercenaries. They put it into her head. They showed her the Treaty of Fist, or rather the fake Treaty of Fist, and which is what kind of prompted her to want to join, because, you know, nobody is really fond of this idea that the Aslan Harriet is going to come in and take over all these worlds. And so, of course, banding together with Drinax is yet another reason for banding together with them is, you know, mutual protection. In the meantime, because Salif doesn't really have much more than like a town militia, when you were there, you didn't even really see a whole lot in the way of... there wasn't a whole lot in the way of police force. You saw, of course, that there were Judecca security at the starport, but beyond that, out in the Star Town, you're not quite sure how it functions as well as it does. It seems like a rather precariously lawless society that could tip either direction at any point. And so the agreement was that you would go and you would hire some mercenaries and send them to Salif, kind of at her beck and call as a some kind of militia force. And I forget, she gave you like what, 200,000 credits, or was it 2 mega credits?
It's 2 mega credits.
2 mega credits. She gave you 2 million. So, I mean, that can either hire a large group of mercenaries, or it could hire, you know, a large group of mercenaries for, say, a short period of time, or it could hire a small group of mercenaries for a fairly long period of time. And so you're also doing some other shopping here on Thief. For instance, Ox and Keith went and purchased some battle dress, and I know that Beth and probably Cheng Shi are heading over to hire these mercenaries.
What's the TL?
What's the what?
TL?
It depends. What piece of equipment are you looking at?
I'm trying to figure out an assault rifle.
You probably want an advanced combat rifle, which would be TL-10. God knows we got plenty of those laying around. Hold on.
I'd like to see about purchasing a computer.
Right. So
as high as TL as I can find.
Highest that you can find would be TL-15.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And it would be what the cost... Well, hold on, I'll tell you.
Wonderful. I can try to grab a book.
Yeah, I apologize. The server was down for a little bit. Evidently, there was a Windows update, and it restarted. And I was unaware of that.
Hey, you guys look open.
My book does not depend on the server.
Well, what was that, Cameron?
It said the Golden Queen died.
Yes.
We actually had the Canadian portal, and it said that. I thought people might hear.
Yes.
All our hard work was in vain.
The Golden Queen died through a terrible accident with her cryo bed. I say accident. There's probably air quotes around that.
I was about to say, insert air quotes here.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that daughter killed her.
Hello.
Hello.
For sure.
Hello, Corey.
Somebody else said they probably heard.
Wait, Rexar's here?
He is.
Yay!
That's why I've been gone, but the training weeks are over. So now I'm officially on graveyard, so I can just play D&D and then go to work.
Nice.
Right. Well, we're happy to have you.
Yeah, see, the Central Supply Catalog, it has a TL14 computer with processing 5, and it's 5K.
There you go.
But that's as high as it goes. But that's only a TL14.
Yeah, that works. That's exactly the one that I was going to pick, and it is 5K.
I've got 5K, and I would like to try to go ahead and use my brokering, find cool coupons, special deals, whatever, if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make a go ahead and make a broker plus your choice, intellect or EDU or education.
All right, that'll be +3 total then. All right, so let's do roll 2d6 +3 and let it rip. A 6. It's probably going to make me pay more.
Suddenly the price just went up. No, it doesn't go up. But they are standing fast on the price. This is now you in the process of your brokering. So you've spent about 20 minutes bartering with this guy, and it becomes fairly apparent that this computer that he's selling, it doesn't even look like it's been wiped of the personal information that was originally on it. It is not new, but this was somebody's computer, and what happened to that somebody is, well, I mean, you're on Thief. You can take a guess. And it has software and information already installed on it.
Okay, well that'll be interesting to check out. Yeah, I'll probably be doing that as well as let's see. I need to purchase. I've got decryption software. Can I get better decryption software and intrusion software?
You certainly can.
A little higher technical level here.
You certainly can. Like I said, it's Thief up to TL15.
Right, so I could buy these agents if I had the money.
Yeah.
I would get them really up there. Okay, I see them in the book, and I guess that'll be all of my questions. I'll just tell you if I find stuff here that I want to buy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Looking through it all.
Go ahead and make a shopping list of the software and stuff that you want to buy, and then let me know.
Okay, cool. Then I'm going to get out of the way.
All right. So, Ching Shi and Beth. So Keith and Ox are still off purchasing their battle dress, and if either of you want to spend any money to customize that battle dress, you can make a list as well if you want to add stuff to it. Like I said, the medic or the auto dock that plugs into it is highly recommended. But there's all sorts of options and stuff that you can throw into this thing if you look in the Central Supply Catalog. So.
Okay. I totally failed to do my homework 100%, so I have no idea. So I will chalk it up to being on ice and forgot my shopping list.
Well, I kind of figured, yeah.
I want big fancy guns.
Yeah.
Really, that's about it.
Well, what kind of guns are you looking for? I mean,
I'm a simple woman.
I mean, you've already got that Gauss sniper rifle, which is.
I have a sniper rifle. Oh my gosh, I already have guns. It's like I'm a connoisseur. I have a pistol, a breaching gun, a boarding gun, a combat rifle, and a Gauss sniper rifle.
Yeah, you've got a little bit of everything. What you might do is. Hold on here.
I want like a shoulder cannon epaulette set.
Just treat it like Pokemon, collect them all.
Right, yeah, you got to collect everything.
Yes. Or like Iron Man lasers out of my hands.
It's funny because they do have a laser gauntlet.
I want lightning boobs like I had when I was no.
Lightning boobs, yes. So on the recon battle dress that you have, or I'm sorry, scout battle dress.
Yeah.
Was that scout battle dress 13 or 14?
That is 14.
Okay. So it has 12 slots available. And let's see here.
But also, I mean, will we be leaving Steve today? Like, from a metagaming standpoint?
From a metagaming standpoint, that's kind of the plan, yeah.
Okay. Because I don't want to slow the vibe because I didn't do my homework. Like, if I miss my chance because I failed at doing my homework, that's totally fair.
Well, if you... Do you have the Central Supply Catalog?
Not handy.
Well, I was going to say, if you want to write down, I will give you a couple of page numbers.
Okay. I have a massive budget, so, I mean, as long as I don't try and use anything today, can I, like, work on it between now and next week?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, is that you could go ahead and work on it between now and next week. So the first page that you should look at would be page 27.
Okay.
And these are standard additions to regular armor, but they can also be added to battle dress. And then the next one that you should look at is page 36, which these are battle dress only modifications. Things like a heavy mount, which will take up 10 slots and allow you to equip like a vehicular weapon.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that you basically run around looking like a fucking Gundam.
Well, yeah, like Valkyrie during Ragnarok when she pulls out that big gun.
Oh, it's probably going to be bigger than that. So some of the vehicular weapons are pretty massive, but
oh yeah, that's hot. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So I will take a look at that and do my homework this week because I don't want to hold everybody's game up because I failed to read.
Oh, here's what I was going to say is that one of the things that you might consider on page 37 is the integrated weapon mount. Since you have all these guns, and you obviously can't carry everything all the time, right? But why can't you? So you could have these integrated into your scout battle dress, and like an integrated rifle mount only takes 2 slots.
Okay.
Heavy weapons do take 10 slots.
And how many slots does it have if it's TL14?
12.
Okay, I will take that under advisement, and now we can get back to everybody's game.
Okay.
I don't want to
So
everybody's time.
So it was kind of my assumption that Beth, I don't know, did Beth have anything that she wanted to buy?
I'm thinking about going with the commander battle dress configuration.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, command battle dress, that's what it says, yeah.
Gonna go commando?
There is a PSI commando
Yes.
for Steve's character.
Yeah, but that's like some really high tech level stuff. Sci stuff is difficult to come by, even on Thief.
Okay. Well, it has command battle dress at TL 13 or 14, it says.
You could probably pick it up at 14 here,
Wow.
at the cost listed.
Okay. So I get a boon on tactics rolls and better armor.
Now, the fact that I'm allowing you guys to have this heavy metal, should probably be a forewarning to you that something big is coming.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Beth and Ching Shi, you make your way to a location here, number 6 on the upper city map. And this is a location called the Mergen Consortium, or Consortium. And the Mergen Consortium is a mercenary group. They have their own ships. They have nearly 1,000 trained soldiers. They are probably the best and most well-known mercenary company on Thief.
Awesome.
And it's
Chris, what was that name again?
the Mergen Consortium. It is
Mergen.
Murghen.
Okay.
And the company is commanded by Colonel Johanna Mergen.
Mergen.
Not Merkin.
Oh, okay.
Did I ever... No. We had
Let's not tell a Mergen story. Let's keep going.
There's always time for a murder.
There's always time for a Merkin story. Yeah. So, you enter into the Mergen Consortium, and it is like a... Not only are they running their own merc company, but their hall acts kind of like a clearinghouse for other mercenaries. So if there's a job that they can't necessarily field, they have like a job board for these lesser what in their eyes lesser mercenary companies can go off and do the job for them for a cut of their pay. And so you come into the Mergen Consortium, and it's a lot like going into the lobby area is a lot like going into the ticket counter at like an airport. And there's just a number of people standing around. They're watching this big board up on the wall that is showing current mercenary contracts available, ones that are filled, things like that. And you step up to the counter, and there's this young woman, and she is wearing a black and red uniform. Everybody with the Mergen Consortium wears a black and red uniform. And she looks up at you. She says, "Yes, how may I help you?"
We need to find mercenaries to secure a clueless aging pop star for as long as possible.
Well, and she kind of smiles, and she taps away at her computer. She looks at you and she says, "Aren't they all a little clueless?"
I like her already.
And she says, "I can go ahead and set an appointment up with one of our mission specialists." And she says, "If you'll just wait for a moment, I will call you into the back, and our mission specialist can explain everything to you, how the consortium works, and can discuss what might best suit your needs for the parameters of your mission."
As long as there's no timeshares. No.
If you stay and listen to a 30-minute spiel, we'll go ahead and give you 1,000 troops for a day, just to wet your whistle. And so, after a brief wait, she, over the intercom, calls for Captain Beth and First Mate Ching Shi, and you guys meet with her, and she takes you to a briefing room. And in this briefing room, you see an older, very clean-cut gentleman. He's got a beard that looks like it's trimmed with a laser. Like it's absolutely perfect. And sitting next to him is another guy. What is Gabe's character's name? You know, Sam. And this guy says, "Hello, my name is Commandant Gregory. I understand that you wish to hire mercenaries to, as my assistant put it, protect an aging, clueless hollow star."
Yeah, don't let that get back to her, but that's exactly what's going on.
Says, it really, what did you envision? What do you have in mind? Like, how big of a force are you looking for?
I think we're more focused on keeping her secure for a long time, rather than having a really large force.
Okay. And he's taking notes on his data pad. And he says, so what if we said, say, 100 troops? With a ship to be stationed in orbit and their own drop shuttles, would vehicular assets be necessary?
I'm trying to think of the infrastructure of the planet. Are there like a lot of roads and stuff? It doesn't seem like it.
Not really. I mean, there's obviously there's roads through the Star Town, but as far as outside of that, not really.
Yeah, so she's really worried about invasion, but it seems like political revolution is a lot more prescient of a threat. Just anybody a little bit smarter than her could probably overthrow her right now because she's got like zero security. So
Understood.
yeah. So how long would 2 mega credits buy what you're proposing?
Oh, well, 2 mega credits. Let's see. And he taps some numbers out. He says, I think that would purchase 100 troops plus a mercenary cruiser, 2 modular cutters, and 4 grav tanks. You're looking at 3 years.
Could do, I would say.
He says, how did you want to set up that payment plan? Did you want to pay for it in advance? Or usually most of our clients would pay half up front and then set up a monthly stipend to pay the company for the remainder. It's however you would like to set up. You can pay it all in bulk up front.
I'll just run in and put like Rebby to make credits out because I don't want to have to deal with this too much. So.
Okay. Yeah, we're not going to be around to deal with Salif and their...
It's not my money anyway. Like, here you go.
Right.
If you invested the money in an easy account that spawned interest, you could, over the 3-year period of time, I mean, in theory, you could have a nest egg just waiting for you there.
Wow, maybe I should have taken more broker skill, like, to get me a bit. Okay.
So
yeah, all right.
he draws up the contract, and you go ahead and sign it, And part of this contract, he says that Sam will be attached to, will be given to your group. He's kind of the liaison. So Sam, you can go ahead and tell the captain and Ching-Chi all about you.
I'm the guy you need. I'll do what you want. Take you where we go.
He looks like the archetypical rough and tumble merc officer. And you mustered out with a rank 4, right?
No.
Oh, you didn't
Rank
take
2.
that. Rank 2?
I'm a combat engineer.
Oh. Well, there you go.
If you break it, I'll fix it. Or if you want it broke, I'll break it.
There you go.
Oh.
So Sam is attached to your group. And it will be assumed that he will be traveling with the command group, being you, rather than aboard the mercenary cruiser. Like I said, he is your liaison between the Merc Company and, or between Mergen Consortium and you.
I've finished my my shopping. If you'd like to know what I got.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, I purchased a higher grade of decryption software,
Okay.
and yeah, I also got me some expert software for scanning and robotics, and then I got some TL14 security software, TL12 bandwidth 3, but it makes it an impossible difficulty, 16 difficulty to hack. I will be distributing the security software to all of the battle
Battle dress?
gear that you guys have. Yeah, the battle dress, as well as the ship, I guess, unless it has something better on it. But I don't see any reason why I can't copy and paste and clone the security software.
There shouldn't be a reason.
Share that with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much all I got. I got the computer, and I picked up some skills that I can load in my wafer jack, and some security software.
Okay.
The encryption shit. So nothing major.
Okay. So you guys make everybody kind of joins back up at the ship. And the docking pads are up here at 1. And the cool thing about the docking pads on Thief is that they are, when you land your ship, a black dome closes up over the ship as soon as you land. And what this does is it ensures privacy. Any ship overhead that is looking cannot see what ships are docked at any given time. All they see is a closed dome. They would have to see you actually land or take off in order to know who you are. And so you guys get back to the ship and you have a decision to make. And that decision being where you want to go. So let me pull up our map. Here is our map. You are currently at Thief. Now, you had the big mega freighter and many of your own pirates. I would probably guess all of them, all 8 ships, I think it was 8, are heading for Palindrome to pirate this ship. Now, who knows how that's going to turn out? Even if you're there, you don't know how that's going to turn out. And you haven't really come up with a plan yourselves on how you were going to go about this, because this ship is much bigger and they have escorts. The other half of that is that you have a job waiting for you on Homestead that is pretty much a guaranteed, sure thing, huge payout. So the option is up to you on which direction you want to go from here.
So Palindrome's the antigasics?
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, that's the mega freighter loaded with high-end anagraphics from the Florian League.
Okay, and aging Hawkstar needs us, or she's gonna age.
Well,
So-
she's already she's already.
No, I need it too, because I think I set my age at 34, so I think I have 1 more year before I can start taking things away.
That's
So
true.
those drugs are for me.
Oh, okay.
I'm old. Let's go get them.
Well, I think the bank heist can wait, probably. That has less of a timing aspect to it.
I'd really like to go ahead and do the pirating on Palindrome if that's is. You know, we could go investigate. I mean, we're right there. It's a J1 away.
Yeah,
You know, we could probably deflate the bladder and use that extra cargo space just to. I mean, hell, if we even just ran freight from Thebe to Palindrome and just took the simple J1 stuff off of that, we could. I mean, we could at least cover our life support, docking fees and shit.
that's true.
We need to have some kind of plan, though. Yeah, the ship is really big. It has escorts. So are they landing at Palindrome to refuel? Is that our chance to get on without
Well,
do like ship battle?
this mega freighter is way too big to be able to land, but hold on, let
We're
me.
supposed to spend a week in Palindrome. If we could get some of our guys hired on and sabotage and force it to stay here, maybe, you know?
Very good idea.
I mean, we could definitely go in there and fuck with their engineering stuff if we could just, you know, join their crew. I mean, we are such likable and honest and upstanding people. I don't think there should be a problem. I mean, who would not want to hire one of us, or 3 or 4 of us, all of us?
That's how we got on the treasure ship. That worked pretty good.
That's
Yeah.
true.
If there's no other ideas, I'm fine for that one. That's
I'm not your frontal assault guy.
And I was gonna say, I think we got full frontal. We have full frontal taken care of.
Yeah.
I also wondered if the Golden Queen's daughter could maybe be asked to give some guidance to what's the pop star planet again? I can't remember.
Salif.
Yeah, give them some guidance on how to have like a less stupid form of government. Because she knows what not to do because of her crappy mom, right? So she might be able to help.
She's quite a ways away.
Yeah, they're almost as far as Drinax is.
Yeah, I mean,
That's true. Shit, I was like, can you get like an attorney to go with her and be like, here's how you can make a thing so that
yeah?
the planet won't get ruined when you are gone, kind of deal.
I mean, that's
Smart.
definitely something you could look at in the near future, hiring, an advocate that can go down and basically advise her. Probably, to be real honest, the best spot for you to find somebody of that caliber would be Drinax itself. You could probably
Okay. That's
you
good.
could probably find somebody in the court at Drinax that would know more about how to run a planet. Now, I can't really say that they would know how to do that well. I mean, I kind of feel like the court at Drinax would possibly be a lot like the closed room proceedings of the Trump administration. So it could be just a complete clusterfuck. Who knows? But they would know better about it than you would.
Maybe what we should do is find the constitution of a planet that functions and like dust it off and like send it to her. And be like, hey, isn't this a good idea?
Right. Yeah, that would be something I would look into the next time you're back at Drinax. And I actually have some ideas that can point you in that kind of direction, actually.
Cool. Good. We'll be back at Drinax someday.
So yeah, someday, probably fairly soon.
To Palindrome. Let's go get hired.
All right. So, Ching Chi, go ahead and make an astrogation check.
Let's see, my astrogation is +2. Does anybody have higher? Or we just want to do it?
Go for it.
Okay.
I'll do it. -3.
Okay, and right before you push the button, I'm going to gently take your hand off of the pencil and clipboard and just put it back on your gun.
Rexar's form of astrogation is he looks out the window and goes, we're going to go there.
That way.
Okay.
9.
Okay. And Keith, go ahead and make a engineering J drive, and you get a +1 to that.
14.
Okay. So you guys go in to jump, and a week goes by. Is there anything that you have that you want to do during the week? Actually, though, so Gabe,
Yeah.
Towards the end, hold on.
So I bought a lot of weapons.
That's fine.
I have a laser rifle
Yeah.
with a rocket launcher,
Uh
a stunner,
Yeah.
a blade, an ACR.
huh. You bought a stunner. Nobody has bought a stunner yet. And I'm
Why
like,
not?
they're so fucking handy, man.
I've totally bought a stunner. I bought a vac suit, and I bought cloth armor.
Excellent.
I also bought mechanical tools. I have my own tools, my own vac suit.
Excellent.
I'm your monkey. I'm
Yeah.
your problem solver.
You're the black guy from Event Horizon.
And Mr. Clean.
Yes.
I make problems go away.
Oh, that
But I don't know what else I need to have.
That would be why. I'm like, why am I not finding what I'm looking for?
Oh.
Because I'm looking in the wrong book.
How much damage does it do to punch?
It unarmed does 1d. Well, 1d plus your strength mod. It's as weak as 5th edition.
It should be.
It's as weak as 5th edition. Traveler creation. Or wait, no. Skills and trust.
I have heavy weapons, explosives, energy weapons, slug weapons.
So, if you look on page 50, you can take 4 additional skills from well, you could, between the mercenary skill package and the starship skill package, you could take 4 skills between those two. So, sorry about that. Anything that,
At 0? Or,
I'm going to practice with my new battleship and read up on starship breaching.
okay. Yeah, I mean, so a little bit of knowledge that you're able to glean in a week on normal operations for starship boarding actions and breaching is that, like, for instance, the way that you guys did the Trojan Ranger was just completely wrong. I wouldn't say necessarily completely wrong. It was very stealthy, but the general idea is that you want to soften that target up a little bit before, attempting to board. At least that's the the usual military thought. And I mean, this goes all the way back to the 1600s. So, like old Earth 1600s, not the Imperium 1600s. So yeah, you get a little bit more knowledge, about that. Anybody else? Is there anything?
I would like to look at the computer that I bought secondhand.
Okay. Go ahead and make an electronics computers plus intellect or education.
You said page 50.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about an 11?
Okay. So over the course of about 4 days, you kind of go through and clean this thing up. And of course, in the process of cleaning it up, you of course take stuff that you find useful off of this. And essentially, you have enough information on this computer to create an entirely new identity, including the Third Imperium credit ID code. So this is like their social security number.
Could I make just one identity or multiple identities?
It's good for one. One person owned this computer.
Right. Okay. Well, I will definitely make note of the fake ID possibility. I guess it's already got a name.
It does. That escapes me at the moment. It is a person of Villani ethnicity, though.
Right.
And I mean, it includes, like I said, their Third Imperium credit ID, which of course links back to a bank account. It links to pretty much their entire identity. The only thing that you don't have is anything for biometrics, which would require some piece of DNA to prove this. But aside from that, from an electronic standpoint, of just sight and reading, you could be somebody else.
Yeah, that's a wonderful thing to have. Might need to, be for me or somebody else. It would help us get somebody on a ship and get hired. We get big credentials, especially Imperial credentials.
Now, the one thing, like I said, you don't have biometric data, and that could be a problem on a lot of Class A, well, probably Class A and B starports at the very least. Thumbprint ID or a retina scan, things like that for the really important stuff is a requirement. So, finding a way to get around that should be something that you might be researching.
Okay.
But, so that took 4 days, and so you're possibly in the next couple of jumps, you might be doing some more research on how to get around this biometric data.
All right, and then for the final 3 days, I want to get the process of designing a modification to the steward bot.
Okay.
I would like to add lasers to it, so I want to begin the design of doing that. I actually now have an expert level robotics skill, so.
Okay.
Well, I have to load it in my wafer jack, but.
Is this to murder people when they come on board?
Well, that's my original thought, and my other thought would be, if it's just serving tea and crumpets, I mean, why can't it not shoot people too? I mean,
They could kill people if they're too abrupt, if they're too rude when they request service.
well, we could definitely have. There's all kinds of. Our imagination will probably be the limit on our parameters that we can set. But I mean, on our next big stop, I have to buy an agent to that would be what I believe I need as an agent or something like that to give it like a nice artificial. There's actually an artificial intelligence thing I could buy for the robot. If you're going to give it an arm, if you're going to give it a gun, you want it to think good. I would think.
You would hope, yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for the actual name of what the hell I'm talking about here. The Intellect software package?
Yes, that would be the one.
Yeah, that's what we want. And we probably want to drop about 50 grand on a TL13 one before we leave. But we're already in jump, so I can't do that. Yeah.
Well, put it on your list for the next time.
Well, I'm just designing now. This is the beginning stages of. I'm sure I have a long way to go before, our little service bot is boarding ships and killing people randomly.
Right.
Saying a cool thing. Danger, Will Robinson, and you just start shooting people.
So you hold on here. Yes, that is what it... Okay. Huh. And I feel like I'm missing some maps. But anyways, that's okay. You guys come out of jump, and you are... Instead of coming out right on the 100 diameter or 90 diameter limit, because your ship has early jump, instead of coming out at the limit, you come out a little further out in the system than you had expected. Who is going to be operating sensors?
I can do two. I've got 2 in sensors, and if I get to use my education, I got +3 total with that. I have to load. Yeah. All right, here we go. A 7. Yeah. Feeling real good about this. I probably get something, a bonus of some sort from the ship. Maybe. But we'll see.
Yeah, you do, actually. You get...
I love to beg for shit with bonuses.
You get a +3 because of the advanced sensors.
Hell yeah, so I got a 10.
Okay. Hold on here. I'm looking for something. What is this?
That's what I was doing when I scanned. Yes.
I'm lagging out here. Hold on. There we go. So you detect well, that's a little big. There we go. Way out here at distant range, you detect a 3rd Imperium Patrol Corvette, and its IFF is pinging as Sincerity. Now, Beth and Ching-Shi and Keith may remember Sincerity was the vessel that was present and hunting you after the whole debacle with the treasure ship.
So I don't know anything about this Serenity hunting us, but I will, of course, let everybody know. I've detected the patrol corvette Serenity, approximately 300 kilometers.
Oh no, it's further than that. At distant, it's like it's more than 50,000 kilometers.
Okay,
But I said
we were in a different ship back then, so that should help. If they hail us or something and any of us answer, we need the new people to run the show. So then it won't seem like we're the same.
Yeah, we have either that or like a quick wardrobe change. Everybody put on your fake noses. Just put on like Groucho Marx glasses with a nose and eyebrow.
I'd like to point out that it will be in weapons range in 2 hexagons. When it moves 2 more hexagons, anything in that yellow range we can shoot. Just pointing that out. And not very many things have that long of range. So, yeah, and we have a thrust 6. So, I mean, I'm not afraid of a Corvette. I can hide in this ship so well if we get boarded.
So you guys are about 27.8 hours away from reaching Palindrome. So the question is, I mean, she is also aware of you. So... Actually, is she? Hold on.
Well, like you say, Captain, we're in a different ship, so it seems like as long as it's not your face or my face or Keith's face that pops up on the screen, we're probably fine. And it feels like shooting until before they've made us just guarantees the chase and guarantees the fight. But maybe we can be real sneaky.
We could shoot and move and
Let me, yeah, I get that.
So they're hunting us because the treasure ship thing embarrassed them a lot.
Right.
So sneaking by them once again would be a lot more embarrassing, I think, than vaporizing them. So
Right.
Do that.
we could pretend like we are the Drinax Navy and demand that they state their presence in our space.
Our space, we're a long way from Drinax.
Yes.
Hey man, really it's whoever's space can kill the other person. I mean that's how it's decided. If we blow them up first, then they don't really have a valid argument on it being their space.
Well, that pretty much holds true for almost anything, but
Yeah, see? Simple concept.
so
I mean, we could just
they
Go
do
ahead, sorry.
actually indeed they did see you come in, even with your stealth jump, and they radio you. You are being hailed.
Okay, someone not me, not Xingqi, not...
Yeah.
If they ask what you're doing, say that you're coming to Palindrome and you're looking for work. And we're just gonna dip into the smoker's lounge.
I thought it'd be either Osk or Rexar, simply because they've not really had a big opportunity to talk a lot.
Well, Rexar fought with us and is not known for his charm. So I feel like
You don't know that.
Yeah.
I've only
Leaves it to
the
us.
charm.
But I don't mind talking to them if y'all want me to. Not afraid. Just don't be mad if it.
Yeah, you've
End up trying to
three
train.
other guys here. You've got Ting, Ox, and Sam. Whoever one of those guys, they haven't talked to them yet.
Yeah, I think Ox should do it.
Okay.
All right. You do it, Ox. Now the key
Don't
is,
kill us too soon.
yeah, if we're gonna get in a fight, you have to make it look like they started it.
And if
What's your
about
safe
everyone
word?
else, say they
Put me on
killed
fire.
and took the ship.
So what's the incoming radio message say?
So nobody's answered yet. When you hit the comm button, they come across unidentified commerce raider. This is the 3rd Imperium Patrol Corvette Sincerity. You are ordered to cut thrust and prepare for customs inspection.
Okay. I'll reply that this is the Capri Sun out of Drinax. We are heading to the planet to show the flag, do minor trading. We are also out looking for pirates. Drinax is expanding their sphere of protection in the local area. No. Okay, I'll stop transmitting. Look at the captain. Do we want to let them board? I mean, we're not...
You know what I'm thinking, you guys? Everyone they're looking for has battle dress. I'm wondering if there's a spot on the outside of the ship that we could hang out on that they'd be unlikely to see, based on where they would dock with us.
The question I have is who can fly the ship if all of you guys go jumpity jump?
Nobody has to, right? I mean, you're paying for us and waiting.
Well, we can also claim we're...
Landing's always the
claim-
easiest part.
We claim we're a
We're gonna
Drinax
get
ship
down.
operating for the government. They have no right to inspect us. We're not a regular old merchant.
But if this is not Imperium space,
No, it is not.
yeah. So who the fuck are they? Yeah.
So
Ask them who the fuck they are, Oz.
wait, they're just trying to get to the planet,
Yeah.
and they're just trying to give them some excuse. It's a decent planet, right?
Not really. It's another pirate haven run by an ex-pirate.
What are we doing ostensibly?
So
Are we
they
merchants?
a while back they tracked a 30,000 ton mega freighter leaving from Yggdrasil and going down the main, and this mega freighter has like TL-16 or TL-17 anagathic drugs on it.
But what's their cover story to get on the planet?
I don't know that they have thought that far ahead. They haven't even thought about how they're going to sneak onto this 30,000 ton ship.
But they're just trying to get on the planet right now, right?
Already started to craft what we're telling them. He just said.
We're going to check out some shit. Yeah.
Okay, so you're.
He said we're
But we're a
pirate hunting.
Are you ostensibly a
Yeah.
merchant ship?
No. So right now their cover story is that they are flying the actual true colors of the Kingdom of Drinax, and that they are on a flag waving mission and also doing pirate hunting.
Hey, okay, definitely not making sure we're not transmitting. Do we, we've got a bunch of pirates working for us, right?
Yes.
Are they known pirates?
Oh.
We claim that we're hunting those pirates.
Oh no!
No, we'll tell them we're hunting those pirates.
Yeah, I mean, so your other ships, your other pirates, have been conducting raids all up and down the Sindalian Main, so they are starting to get a bit of a reputation. I mean, there's no bounties out on them yet, but their ships are not unknown.
Right, so we can tell these guys we're hunting those pirates. We heard they were in the neighborhood.
I got a good
Drinax
one
is-
coming up. Give me.
Drinax is cracking down on unlawfulness out here.
Hey,
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it, but I want to get over the guy's shoulder who's talking on the comms.
Yeah.
And I want to look into it and be like, hey guys, here's the deal. We've been out here a long time, all right? And I got to be honest with you, this shitter is breaking down. So we are all very dirty, and my balls are blue, my throat is dry. I just want to take a break. Listen, you all want to get us on the way back up? I'm cool with that. But we are just looking to break free here. So if you just let us slide this one time, I will make it up to you.
So that's good enough. Ox, go ahead and make a persuasion check plus charm. And you can make that with a boon dice because Sam kind of interrupted you in the process of your communication, and so they can overhear this in the background.
Okay. So boon dice is an extra dice.
Correct. Roll 3 and take the 2 highest.
Okay. Well, here's the 2 dice with, and then I'll roll an extra 6-sided dice. So there's that. Plus 4. So how did that say 0?
You didn't roll
Yeah, what the fuck? You got like a 0-sided dice. That's amazing.
versatile.
It's an
Well, it was
anomaly.
rolling 2d6 plus 2, and it was supposed to have another plus 1. So it should have been 12 plus 4.
Okay.
So, oh, I guess I hit an extra plus, and somehow that screwed it up.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Guess
Well, look, if you put your mouse over the dice roll thing, it shows I rolled a 6 and a 3, it added 2, and then it did a plus 1, which somehow put it back to 0.
Alright, so if you're rolling with a boon,
Interesting.
then you would have rolled a 10.
Well, yeah, no, total it would have been
15.
16.
Yeah.
It should have been 12 on the, so. Yeah, we're pirate hunters too. In fact, like I said, we'll mention some of the descriptions of the ships, not their names, that we know are pirates.
Okay.
We approve.
Yeah, I mean,
Can I see if they're communicating with anybody?
make an electronics communications check.
All right.
Electronics communications plus intellect or education.
Nine.
They're not.
Plus any shit bonuses.
They're not. They are not communicating with anybody. So the comms officer from Sincerity comes back and says, the captain says for you to go ahead and move about, go ahead and land or dock at the Highport, and if we're still around, we'll get you on the way out. We've had fresher problems aboard our ship as well. We understand your pain.
No. Okay, well, good hunting. Like I said, we passed them the information on a couple of the ships we were looking for. We heard they were somewhere in this section of the Reach. Capri Sun out.
Sincerity out. So they continue.
Can we ask them for descriptions of other pirates they might have seen in the area, so we can get an idea on who they're hunting, or do we just want to let them go away?
I think we should let them go away. When we get to the Highport, we can stick with the story, pretending, we're actually hunting pirates, ask the questions like that.
Okay. All right. I'll shut up. Sorry. Yeah.
So, 27.8 hours it takes for you to get into the inner system. Palindrome is a K75 orange main sequence star. And in the system, there's a sparse planetary system that includes 2 gas giants, 3 rocky planets, and of course Palindrome itself. Now you know that Palindrome only has one city on it, and that city is named Astrago, and the entire system is ruled by a woman named Lady Yamar. And Lady Yamar, you heard from Tisney Zazzle that Lady Yamar suffered a horrific accident when she was during a boarding action, and that she unfortunately met the barrel end of some kind of bioweapon, and it is causing all of her organs to fail, and she, to the point where she has to go in and get organs replaced every so often, unfortunately fairly frequently. And it's even gone so far as it is affecting her brain, and so she has major augmentation, cybernetic implants, vat-grown genetically modified organs, and then even those start to go bad, and she has to have those replaced. And so she makes frequent trips to Thieves for these particular types of operations that are required to keep her alive. And you had heard from Tisney that she was looking to hire a group of travelers that weren't too high on the moral spectrum, because she thinks she has found the scientist that created, or at least she's found the lab that created this bioweapon. And she wants to hire a group of travelers on the down low to go break into said lab and find a cure or antidote or whatever for this terrible disease that she's got. But as you're approaching, you haven't talked to her yet. You don't know if this is even true. This is a rumor that Tisney Zazzle heard and passed on to you guys. So as you're approaching Palindrome, you see that Palindrome has what they call the Central 3, and it is a Highport that is basically 3 different modules that have been connected together. And of course, there are holograms all over it showing the Judeco insignia. So there are holograms all around this Highport showing Judeco owns the Highport. Officially it is listed as a Class B port, and you see that it seems to be aging a bit. So you're not sure that the computer is telling you the truth. You're seeing that it looks like it is in need of some repair. In fact, some of the docking stations, especially the large freight stations, seem to be completely shut down. And it almost looks like parts have been taken from that section to upgrade or repair other sections. Somebody make a electronic sensors plus intellect or education.
I got a 10.
Okay. Let me...
10 is awesome.
Yeah, you did well. Well, I know that this is here because I put this in here. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. You spy The freighter you are looking for is docked with the Highport. It is a Galoof class mega freighter. These things are incredibly big, terribly ugly. But this is the freighter that you have been tracking. Also around the port, but not docked with the port, you spot two other vessels. The first of which is this. You spot a Ritchie class escort. And then last but not least, you spot the Ulfhednar class escort carrier. And you see that there are a number of fighters flying around the Highport as well. And it appears that the Ulfhednar and the Ritchie class escort are kind of doing a patrol picket around the Highport while the Galoof is docked.
Right, that's the situation.
Yeah, so basically what he's saying is if we get alerted and they freak out, it's TPK.
Yeah, these were the two escort vessels that were sent with this with the Galoof.
Yeah.
So I mean they they clearly outweigh you by many tens of thousands of tons, not including the pain in the ass fighters. So again, your ship is hailed, but this time it's hailed by Highport control. Capri-Sun, we have you on sensors. This is Palindrome Highport. Please state your intentions. Over.
Should we have Ox stick with the same story, just in case they talk to each other? That seems wild.
Oh, sure.
Okay, go for it, buddy.
Okay, Highport, this is the Capri-Sun out of Drinax. Question permission to land.
Okay. So they come back and tell you, welcome to Palindrome, Capri-Sun. Send our best wishes to King Oleb. You are clear to dock in Port 1B.
Understand, Port 1B, thank you.
Cheng-Shi, go ahead and make a piloting plus dex check. It'll be a routine check. No, watch, it's going to be like one of the few times piloting that she rolls snake eyes.
No, thank you very much. It's hard. I mean, I now pilot at +3, and Dex is +2.
Right.
So I can't. I mean, according to my calculation,
That's already a 5, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then I roll 2 dice.
Right. So it's hard for you to screw up.
Well, I mean, I've managed a couple times.
Well, yeah, but those were extenuating circumstances. I mean, this is,
Right.
This is just docking.
We were trying to mount other ships.
Right, yeah. I mean, when you're in space trying to dry hump another vessel,
As you do.
as you do. So, Ching-Chi brings in the Capri Sun and is able to dock with the Highport. Now, as you get closer, you see more and more. The description is that cannibalization and salvage operations have kept the core of the orbital station operational. So they're taking bits and pieces from docking areas that basically aren't being used and moving them to moving those parts to places where they need to repair something or, build something new. But this Class B starport is more like Class C.
Maybe we can get somebody from here to steal some stuff off of the big, ugly, slow ship to patch up something that's wrong.
Or hear me out. What if we blow the space station up?
Oh shit! Well,
I mean, now look, it might damage some of the crates, but I believe that if we just set something off, disable the alarms, and make a catastrophic event here, because really, fuck GDQ, or
Jadeco, yeah.
Yeah, Jadeco, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, they're not really our friends. I don't think they're a megacorp. So I mean, if we blew the space station up, maybe we could beat these ships if they still.
Well, yeah. There's a couple of problems with that. I mean, yeah, you guys aren't sure if I mean, Jadeco is a megacorp, so of course they're evil in their own way, but you're not quite sure how evil. You've got a fair inkling that they are up to some shady, no good antics, but they are a megacorp, and you are a small pirate band, and so their resources and ability to seek out revenge is much better than yours. And then there is the fact that it would probably also piss off Lady Yamar, because, I mean, this is her planet's Highport. And she would go to the ends of charted space to end you in some way. So,
would it give me the highest kill count of the group if I pull this off?
You might be able to pull off a high score, but
yeah.
Well, but also, I mean, I guess I'm not understanding something. I mean, that blowing up the port, the escort carrier and the escort are still patrolling.
right.
It's not like their tug is snug as a bug in a rug inside the port. So even blowing the port, our two primary concerns are still right there waiting for us.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Sit down with your logic.
Count with one kill. You tell them, Rexar.
so Lady Mar must be pretty smart to have survived the bioweapon for this long. I have a feeling that if we go and agree to help her, maybe she'll have an idea of how to approach.
Well, and if she's really sick, right? And maybe she could use some anagasics.
That's true too.
That's what's on that ship. Maybe she would benefit from
maybe we could have some creative computing, and they accidentally offload. Because it's not like marked. This is the banned illegal stuff. It's marked as something else, and we know the actual numbers that it's done on. If we just switch that to, I don't know, basic ore and unload it here they've got to be doing lots of merchant shit along the way, and so I mean, if we just switch some numbers up, we could have them just drop the anagamics off and leave.
Well, I mean, I'd like to pocket some, but I think that given her condition, that
well, I mean, we keep we keep what, 3 or 4 tons of the 20 tons that are there. I mean, yeah, this is a very. I mean, these things are very expensive per dose.
200,000 credits per dose.
Yeah,
And not covered by
mean,
insurance.
Yeah, we have tons there.
Like a movie.
So,
Yeah.
you
I
guys,
know some.
you guys dock. The basically Qingxi turns the Harrier around and kind of backs it up, and you are docked. You're maybe 6 docks away from where this mega freighter is. You step off of the out of the Harrier, out of the Capri Sun. Everybody make a recon plus intellect check.
Yeah.
I know there's
that was kind of,
Rexar's favorite.
It's the only intellect check I get to add a +2, okay?
I did awful.
Got a 12.
10.
11.
9.
Let me see. 4 plus 7.
I got an 8.
Okay, so anybody who got 8 or better, which is most of you, you see down the hall, and of course these halls are kind of curved, and so it's a little difficult to see exactly what's being unloaded. But from what you can see, the mega freighter is unloading some rather large equipment. One of these things looks like, I'm sorry, Beth, what did you get?
7.
A medical thing.
Qingxi, what did you get?
What did I get?
Yeah.
Oh, 12.
So
And I do have medic too.
So go ahead, Qingxi, make a medic plus intellect or education, your choice.
13. Oh, I love my dice today. I
So-
don't say that out loud. But
One of the items that is being unloaded is something that you have heard about, but you're not quite sure that this is what you're seeing, but you believe that this may be a cloning vat.
I want to steal it. The world needs more of me. Just kidding.
And then, of course, there are several large crates that are being offloaded from the mega freighter. And you can see that just wandering around the port, just in the docking ring, that there are a number of crew members that are wearing jumpsuits that are, labeled with this freight company's logo.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna refocus Captain's attention and point it at the vat and ask if that's a baby maker. And then point out that no, I'm not talking about the dude carrying the box. I'm talking about the box itself. What does she think?
The organ maker. So if we follow it, if the Lady Marsing is true, then all we have to do is follow that.
So,
Head and goes, is that a human baby somebody's?
Rexar being an Aslan, I'm sure he's probably looking at Ox, the Vargur, like, I'm confused. Is this a part of human reproduction?
Who knows with humans? Humans do strange things.
Just because we don't put a box under the stairs doesn't make us weird.
Yeah, I saw another human once call one of my Aslan friends a father figure. She kept calling him daddy.
So,
Humans are very strange.
so it's clear to you at this point that you really don't need to board the Galoof. The cargo that you're really looking for looks like it's being offloaded. The other thing to keep in mind, you already know that from here, so the Galoof is here currently on leave. They're taking shore leave for a week. And then from here, they're jumping and they're heading towards Tobiah. And it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense for them to be carrying cloning material and anagathics, because that's all illegal in the Imperium.
Okay, so this is it right now. It's happening. Shit.
So the question is, do you want to follow this, or do you want to attempt to steal it?
Maybe Lady R will pay us in it. If this is indeed, must be for her.
Or maybe follow it for now. Wait till the big freighter and its escorts leave.
If we're going to steal it, it shouldn't matter who's it's from. We're stealing it. Let's not get caught. And whoever owns it, it really doesn't matter.
I don't know. I want to kill the bioweapon makers, like, really bad.
I know.
Kind of.
I think the concern the Kudas it belong to is offering a share of it to the queen on the planet is not a great strategy if it's hers.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Like saying, hey, we're going to try and steal this cargo.
I'm going to steal your car and then try to sell it back to you.
Becomes a bad plan.
Right.
Whereas if it doesn't belong to her and she doesn't know that it's there, it's a great plan. But I think that in all likelihood it's for her.
So, who wants to try and follow? So the other thing that you guys, with your recon intellect check, you note that the guys that are offloading this stuff, they're all wearing jumpsuits. What did you get on your? You got a 9? You notice that these jumpsuits that this freight company guys are wearing appears, even at this range, appears to be cloth armor. And they are all armed. Unlike other crew members walking around with jumpsuits, these guys are armed with sidearms. They're all packing Gauss pistols.
I think another thing is if we help out Lady Amar with this, she'll probably join the Kingdom of Drinax, a part of the Alliance situation. So that's another.
That does help tie everything together if you're trying to make that Florian League trade route. This kind of caps that off really nice. If you look at the map.
Yeah, maybe we can make their starport list shitty or something too. That might be good.
Well, we have to get it out of the company. We would have to make a.
Yeah, what's the relationship between the planet and the starport? So it's a Judeco starport.
Right.
But what's its relationship to the planet? Like, are they partners? Does Judeco work with, like, a permit from the planet?
Very likely the same situation that Judeco has done with every other world. So Judeco's business model is they come in and they tell a planet, we see that you have a tech level 8 or 9 society, and that in a lot of cases is being generous. We'll come in and we will build a Class A starport, and in return, and we'll give you technology, and in the attempt to bring you up to a galactic standard of tech level 12, and in return, you give us a percentage of your gross global product.
Global product, okay.
So,
Do we still have our hostages?
Yeah. You guys didn't do it. They're still, as far as I know, tied up naked in one of the crew quarters.
Hey, that's another good reason not to get boarded and searched.
So they're trying to catch a thing that they're putting on a ship?
They're trying to. They know that this Galoof mega freighter has anagathics. Now they find out that it's also got cloning material on it, and they were originally wondering, well, we want to steal this,
Okay.
but now that it's being unloaded. Now they're not so sure they want to steal it.
Well, if the idea is to follow where everything is going and try to.
So who out of the group is going to attempt to follow these guys?
I imagine that'd be like streetwise, right?
Yeah, I'm not very sneaky. I mean, I have one stealth.
I'll have +2 to stealth.
That would be excellent. Anybody else got
Alright.
stealth?
I have stealth 1.
And Sam's got stealth 1.
Sweet. Make a team.
So Rexar, Keith, and Sam are going to attempt to stealthily follow.
Yes.
Okay.
And while that's happening, is there a way that Ting can hack the station and get the plans to figure out where's the most likely storage area based on
Yeah.
its plans?
Yes. You
Where
could
would
do
it be most
that.
heavily protected, blah, 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 because we could probably eliminate a lot of it as well and head in that most likely
I could definitely do that because I want to actually try to identify the underhanded, dirty businessman of the mega corporation to see if I can sell my hostages to him.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I mean, well, this is a great bridge to the Imperium to do dirty-handed shit. I would think they would like to make a profit being a middleman on a, good, honest hostage ransom situation.
yeah, I mean, it could either be a fantastic idea or a terrible one. So,
Yeah.
So Sam, Rexar, and Keith, go ahead and make your stealth checks.
You had dexterity for that, right?
Correct.
Okay, sweet. So that's a 9.
Eight.
Okay. So you guys all pass with flying colors, and the three of them kind of sneak off, and even it's quite amazing that Rexar, being a 7-foot tall cat, can blend in with a crowd.
It's like that scene from Emperor's New Groove where Kronk is trying to sneak in around.
Yes.
Are you making your own theme music then?
So the rest
He's
of you.
got this big bedazzled cod piece, and everybody's just ashamed to look at it. So they notice that he's got this big glowing cod piece, and they're like, "Oh, I don't want to see that."
Excuse me, my eyes are up here.
Yeah. So he gets by because everybody's just too ashamed to stare at his magnificent cod piece.
So the rest of you find a small spacer bar that you're not even sure what the name of this place is because there's no signage. You just the whole front of the office is open, and you can see that there's a bar in there. And so you kind of go in, and they've got various drinks available, and you find a nice quiet booth for Ting to kind of do his thing. While you're in this bar, Ching Shi, Ox, and Beth, what are you three doing?
Carousing. Looking for info.
You certainly can do that.
Yeah.
So whoever wants to carouse, go ahead and make a carouse check. Carouse plus charm.
No, 4. Ooh,
Well,
that's good.
you can either do you can either do charm or social, depending on how you want that to work.
I got a 5.
Ooh, we're apparently tired from the road and moody because I only got 5.
So yeah, you guys are not doing a real good job of carousing.
Sourpuss is in the corner. Why are people talking to us?
Right, yeah. I mean, Most of the people in this bar seem like they're kind of grumpy. Like, we want to get out of here.
Oh, we fit right in.
Now, I will say that for every 10 credits that you want to spend, you can, for every 100 credits that you want to spend on carouse, you can add a +1 to your roll.
Okay, let's start buying some drinks.
Shot. Everybody.
I think I need to spend 30 credits on drinks to get up to.
We do like 100. We have to do 100, so 300 credits.
300 to get up to 8, which would make me actually capable of doing something, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait.
I'll fuck it now. Okay.
And Ting, while they're off, you hear Ching Shi shot, and and Beth is buying drinks and for everybody around the bar. Ting, go ahead and you can make your electronics, computers plus intellect or education plus your intrusion software.
Yes. This is what I do. Good, honest way of making a living. So 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go +5. That's what we're going to get.
Okay.
Oh, mama. 15.
Whew, man. Okay. So your intrusion software gets you in, no problem, and the screen comes up and it shows Palindrome Highport control, and it gives you a number of options. What exactly are you looking for?
Well, I want to find out. I want to find out where these, where our little mistress is hiding. Where all these freight and everything is going.
So
the cloning stuff and
you select port offload control, and you see that according to this, it's showing that a number of crates of fresh vegetables have been offloaded from a Galoof mega freighter bound for Tobiah.
Yeah, that's our baby there. Where are these being delivered to?
They are to be loaded, or currently are being loaded onto a shuttle headed towards the planet.
Okay, does it have an actual coordinates on the planet?
Well, there's only one place for it to go, and that would be Astrago City.
Okay, so I will send that information to the captain, and then, anything look like they might be selling slaves or anything with the GDQ? I mean,
no.
No kind of underhanded like business going on.
You do find a board that is labeled as the Stellar Labor Board.
Huh. The Stellar Labor Board, do they have contact information?
They just show that there are a number of laborers available for hire.
Huh. Who's managing these laborers for hire?
It appears to be some kind of labor union. It just is listed as the Stellar Labor Union number 556.
Do they have a location on the station where they're based out of?
No, they're based out of Astrago City.
They're based out of the city, so I need to go down to the city to interact with these people.
Correct.
Yes. All right. Well, again, everything's being delivered down to the city, guys. The stuff is going to be put on a shuttle, and we will be headed down in there. I would like to leave a Trojan horse here in the system so I can easily gain access back later on.
Okay.
Specifically, I would like to be able to access the engineering life support section.
Okay.
And when I send the signal, I want the gravity to be put on ×5.
Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay. So you're going to increase it to 5 Gs.
On my command.
On your
Yes,
command.
If I decide that it's time for us to go, everybody moving around is going to get very fat, and they're going to be sluggish. And this is what I'm doing.
Okay. So that'll take another. Go ahead and make one more computers check with your intrusion software, because that's in a subsystem for life support.
Okay, fair enough. No, 13.
Okay. So yeah, you are able to do that.
Wonderful.
So Rexar, Keith, and Sam, you guys stealthily follow this group, and you follow them to a hangar where there are orbital cargo shuttles. This hangar actually has a number of shuttles. 3 of them are cargo shuttles. 2 of them are actually passenger shuttles. All of them are of dubious origin and condition. And you see these guys take these crates and this vat over to one of the cargo shuttles, and they're standing outside this cargo shuttle kind of shooting the shit with the crew of the shuttle, and they're filling out requisition forms and, you know, the standard procedure forms and whatnot that would be filled out to transfer cargo from the Highport down to the downport. What would you 3 like to do?
I am tempted to try to hijack this shuttle. I guess it's a question of, do we want to do that and possibly piss off Lady Yamar, or do we just go for it? I don't know.
Rexar, how do you feel about it? Sam, how do you feel about it?
You want to hijack a shuttle? Just take it? Can anybody pilot it?
I mean, if you want to hijack it, I'm down.
Well, can anybody here drive it?
Yeah, it would be pilot small craft.
I have pilot small craft at 1.
All right, it'll work.
Good enough.
So how many people are there?
So there are 5 of these guys that are wearing the cloth armor jumpsuits and are armed. And then you see that there are 2 of these guys that are the crew of this shuttle.
So we just need to get on the shuttle somehow. And then we're set.
You have to jam their comms. So,
Jam their comms.
Yeah, either rip it out of their face or something.
So we know where they are, right?
Well, how much communication is happening between the teams right now? Like, are we whispering into a lapel pin that this is happening? Are Beth and I
I would assume that you probably have comm dots.
If we're shot girls, are we not hearing it? Because I should probably have the engine running. If y'all are gonna steal a shuttle, you probably need a place to dock it. So I should probably be back on the ship with the bay doors open.
I know. I would have mentioned that it was going on a shuttle and being taken down to the surface. And I don't even have to look conspicuous. I guess my eyes might light up as my Neuralink kicks on.
Right, but I mean, I have to know what they're planning on doing.
Hey,
They didn't tell me anything. So.
Yeah, we because of your hacking, we know it's heading to the surface, absolutely,
Right. Yeah.
which is awesome. But we do need to know that they're like, let's take it now.
Oh yeah, they did not.
Because without that, we'll be like, woohoo, shots. Oh look, there they go, out the space door window.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that looks familiar. Like,
Oh,
we got to make sure we're there for support, ready.
Jing not too long here, but Keith had a stroke of genius and we're stealing a ship now.
That's a good idea.
I got you. I got it.
Happy trails.
So Sam says he's got it figured out.
So here's a couple questions I have. So I paid for stun grenades.
Okay.
I paid for them for a grenade launcher. Can I have them as hand grenades?
I mean, they're not really the same kind of grenade, but yeah, I would say so.
All right. Is there a convenience store or bar nearby?
Near here, no.
Grenade variety
Not
pack.
here?
Not here.
I think this is a remote
What
location.
kind of grenade do you need?
Stun grenade.
Oh, I have those.
Oh, we have
That kid's
strength.
got like a pick-a-mix of
Yeah, I bought like 2 of every
grenades.
grenade.
Like, in his purse, he can just reach in and grab whatever you need.
It is
All
first.
right.
Excuse me, it's called an Aslan warrior bag.
Made of the finest awua leather.
The messenger of death bag.
It's got a neat little packet for my snacks.
Sorry, I'm trying to.
So
Oh, here we go.
Oh. We know who the violent side of the crew is. I'm a
Sorry.
pacifist.
Gabe's going to
Not
be
believing
a
in
drow.
art.
I don't know if you can call yourself a pacifist, but
Pretty sure
Oh.
Rexar was violent when we killed an entire race team.
Yeah.
when you
that was-
blast the planet, you know, it happens. Sometimes it happens. You mean to defend yourself, you end up glassing a planet.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens, you know.
Atmospheres are overrated.
Omelets, eggs, all that.
All right, so what's your plan with these stun grenades?
So I'm gonna take a stun grenade and just start walking towards them, holding it in my hand, kind of covering what it is, and holding it out in front of me, and then like turning and looking at it, and trying to get as close as I can to them. So I'll probably use a little stealth,
Okay.
and then when they ask me what it is, I'm gonna toss it to them.
Okay. Hold on here.
So I'll be like putting it up to my ear, looking at it real close, turning it over, testing its weight.
And I take it you're making sure that you are seen.
Yeah,
Okay, hold on there.
I don't have my pocket open so I can reach my stuff.
Just a moment. There we go.
Also, can I have thermal armor as a combat airplane?
Yeah. Oops. So first of all, everybody go ahead and roll initiative. Well, not everybody, but Sam, Keith, and Rexar roll initiative.
It's 2-1 plus dex mod?
2D plus either your dex or your intellect mod, whichever is better. Ugh. That would be... Man, that's horrible. Ah. Fuck. Evidently, these guys are idiots.
How did you roll worse than me?
I don't. Well, I rolled snake eyes. What'd you get?
6.
A 6. So you're at -2.
I got a 3 plus 1.
Look at the big initiative on Keith.
I know, it seems like very few of you actually are convinced that this fighting is a good idea.
Right?
Like, yeah.
Their heart doesn't really seem in it.
I was like, I don't really know about it.
So
That's
because you
flabbergasted that the combat engineer is rushing.
right.
I'm not rushing.
So because you guys are stealthed, you kind of have them at surprise, and so you're just casually walking. So you can.
Yeah, I'm trying to be like I'm wandering through, but I just happen to be close to them.
So with a minor action, you can move 6 meters.
Okay. How far away are they?
They are the closest one to you is about 12 meters away. But I mean, if you're going to toss a grenade, 6 meters ain't nothing.
They're 6 meters away?
Yeah. If you walked 6, it would be another 6.
Oh.
But see, and that would still leave you with your significant action to throw the grenade.
Okay.
So is that what? Or you could take 3 minor actions and move up to 18 meters.
Well, I don't want to be.
Because I mean, right? If this is your plan, shit's gonna hit the fan as soon as you do whatever you do.
Okay, so I get about, we'll say, yeah, about 6 meters. And I want to get their attention.
Okay, and so, are you gonna?
So I say, hey, have you ever seen one of these before? And I lob it to him. I don't throw it at him. I lob it to him.
Okay.
Like I want him to catch it.
Okay, go ahead and make a athletics dex check,
Okay.
and I'll give you, because you're lobbing it to him, I'll give you a +2 to that roll.
All right. I don't have any athletics. I have athletics, but I don't have dexterity.
So it would just be a flat dex.
Okay. So 9 plus 1. So plus 2 more is 12.
Okay. So let me see how stupid he is. He's fucking dumb. And he catches it.
And hold it up to his bird.
And I assume
I'm gonna look at it.
I assume that you
What's this?
What is it?
go ahead and roll 3D.
Yeah.
So let's see here.
Oh, it does 5D.
Is it?
5D's done. I may have caught myself.
No, stun should do 3D.
Okay.
Frag does 5D.
Oh, okay. 3D, you said?
Yes.
So 11.
Oof. Oof. Yeah. So within 9.
Yeah, but that gets me too. Alright, I'm only 6 meters away. Can I drop? Throw a drop?
I would, as a reaction, you could take a dive action. Yeah.
Alright, I'll do that then.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh shit. So all of these guys.
That's what I was hoping.
Pass out from this grenade. Which, I mean, let's be honest, that's not really how stun grenades would work, but okay. But one of them is just outside, and it's a shuttle crew member, and he's like, hey, that's not cool, man. And you dive 6 meters, well, 3 meters over here. So we'll finish this round, and then we'll call it for the week. Keith, what would you like to do? So you see this idiot catches this stun grenade, and it goes off. And you see all of these guys, except for one of the shuttle crew members, go down. What would you like to do?
I'm going to draw my laser pistol and aim it at the shuttle crew member who's still up.
Okay.
And say, do the smart thing and surrender.
Make a persuasion plus charm check.
Okay. 9.
Okay, so he does. He gets down on his knees and lays down on the floor with his hands behind his head.
So I'm gonna run over and tie him up.
Okay.
After he's tied up, I'll bop him on the head once to knock him out.
And he said, I wasn't even supposed to work today.
Right, yeah. So you find some cargo netting and thoroughly tie this guy up. Looks like some kind of makeshift scene out of yeah. Anyways, so you tie this guy up, and Rexar bops him on the head and knocks him unconscious. You guys have this freight sitting here that hasn't been loaded onto the shuttle yet, and you have the shuttle.
Well, let's get it loaded.
Hey, don't forget to take the people. You have to take all of them. With
What?
you.
Why?
Well, yes, you can't just leave them laying around.
Why not?
Well, they're part of our fantasy island thing. Just take them with you.
So they found a planet full of dumb people called Fantasy, and so every time they kidnap people, they're like, let's just dump them there.
Fair enough.
So we'll go ahead and we'll pick this up.
It's called a humanitarian effort to diversify the gene pool and subsequently improve the quality of life of an entire planet. Thank you very much.
That's true. I mean, that is
Yeah,
true.
You're gonna have to make that very simple for me.
Yeah, we had to really pacify Rexar on that topic, that we were doing it and everyone was benefiting, because nerdy guys were getting hot chicks and vice versa.
Okay.
Everybody was getting everybody, and that beautiful things were happening, and people were getting smarter at the same time.
As long as it isn't slavery, because that isn't honorable.
All right, so
Party, everyone loves it. We keep getting postcards.
we will pick this up next week with you guys loading up this shuttle, and actually I'm as curious as everybody is to see where you're going to go with this, because I have no idea. I'm just following your lead at this point. So we'll pick this up next week on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock.
All right.
Thank you. It
You're-
was very fun.
You're welcome. Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Right.